Hello everybody and welcome to Sherman's brand new gold farming guide. I know I had to do a cool voice there, but this is my new gold farming guide for Morrowind, and I'm going to explain the best ways that you can garner gold and the quickest ways you can garner gold. We're going to start with a quick and easy one first, then I'm going to move up to a little bit more advanced farming, up to the Thieves Guild farming stuff, if you want to do that kind of thing. So starting with the fastest gold farm in the game, and the easiest, is called the Canarthy Roost gold farm. It's on Canarthy's Roost. It is the starter map for the Old Merry Dominion, or all, the AD side, and this is it. Now you guys can see I have a little add-on for my character. It is called Chessmaster 9000. It allows me to see all the locations of all the chests that I found in the game, and on this map, as you can see, all these chests are the ones that I farm on a regular basis when I do Canarthy's chest farm. Now, these chests vary from simple to intermediate to advanced to master, and any of these chests can garner you 100 gold a pop. Now, that's just 100 golden coins. That doesn't include items as well to sell. If you do this island run enough, you can pull in anywhere between 30 to 40k gold an hour, depending on how fast and how quickly the chests respawn and how many other people are doing it. Usually there's a lot of people doing the Canarthy's chest run, so you have to hit this usually at really off times in order to pull a good haul at it. Usually I will do what I call a 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. run, and I'll go to bed early, like around 8 o'clock at night, or just take a nap the day before, in the daytime sometime, or in the evening, take a nap, sleep until about 10, play the game until about 3, and play from 3 to 6, farming everything I can, and then go back to sleep for a little while, get up with my kids, feed them and do that kind of thing, and then mess around with the game a little bit more, maybe. But yeah, this is one you have to hit at off times because there's so many people here farming. And basically what you want to do is you want to hit these chests in a certain pattern. Usually what I do is I start here and I get this chest right outside the way shrine. I mean, it's literally right outside the way shrine. And then I run down to the beach. I start here and I work my way around like this. And then I go up here, I come back, I go to this chest, this chest, this chest, this chest, hit this chest, come around, get this chest, this chest, this chest. And I just go in a big circle all the way around until I get to about here. And then what I do here is I come up the mountainside, I come down around this way. And as I'm coming around this way, I'm grabbing materials because I also farm materials on the Starter Islands. Grab these two chests, this, and just go in a circle. As you can see, I kind of have a mapped pattern, and I have all these memorized, so I don't have to come here and use this map, like use a mini map. I don't have to use anything because I have a really good memory. I know where all these chests are, and I just follow this pattern, and I just go in this rotation. Probably I can do it about 5 times with this character, my main tank. About 5 times before I need to go to town and sell all the stuff I've picked up from the chest. And I do sell everything. I don't sell it on Guild Trade or anything. I sell it all to a merchant. And after about 5 runs, I can usually garner about 40k gold. It does not mean in an hour or 2. It means how much, like how often you can fill your bag. It will garner you 30 to 40k gold usually. On average, I can do that. Sometimes I can pull like a little bit more, maybe 50k. Depends on how full my bags are already to begin with. Most of the time my bag's sitting at about 77 of 144 right now. So I'm not gonna do it. But these chests can garner you a guaranteed 100 gold. So this is the basic, most easiest way to farm gold if you're looking to farm gold fast. Now, another way is called public dungeon farms. Now, a public dungeon farm is a really, really easy way to get gold. One of the things I would suggest, though, is get the merchant from the Crown Store. The merchant person, I think they're under upgrades and the assistants. Get the merchant. I don't have the merchant. because I don't worry about it really. I do want to get the merchant and the banker, but The merchant is the one you want, because this way you can just sit there and sell, like farm it until your bags are full, sell to her, farm it again, sell to her, then go back to town, repair, come back, and then farm it again, because you don't want your gear to be too broken, or it does lose its it starts to lose its property value. So it starts losing the stat value, and you don't want to lose the stat value too much. So that's another thing. Another thing I want to talk to you guys about, when you do farm gold in the game from public dungeons, get gear and get it crafted set of prosperous. Now, the reason I say prosperous, and you want every piece to be prosperous, the reason why is because it's going to garner you the most gold return from kills. The more gold you can get back for kills, the faster you gain gold, and the faster you can do stuff. The other thing you want to make sure you have also is these two things. You want Fortune Seeker, increases the amount of gold you find in treasure chests and safe boxes by 50%, and Merchant Forward, reduces the cost of your repairing of armor by 10%. Now, if you can get it, get Treasure Hunter as well. I don't have it on this character. I have it on my gold farming character. And yeah, I do have a character strictly for gold farming. But I have this one, and this one, what it does is it increases the quality of items you find in treasure chests. Now, I do want to say this, and I want people to understand, it is like a 1 in 1 million chance. I don't know what the chances are, the actual chances are, but for me, I've only gotten one gold item from a treasure chest. And yes, even after the whole thing where they took gold items out of the rest of the game, you can still get gold items from treasure chests. You have to have this. I don't know what the drop rate chance is, but it's really high. It's super high, and it was a training ring that I got with my character, because I was doing the chest farm on Stros Makai with my Argonian, because he's my treasure hunter, and I have a set of gear specifically for him that's all prosperous. He doesn't wear a monster set when he does it. I run 2 5-piece sets, and I run 2 crafted weapons. My weapons are sharpened, so you do want to run sharpened weapons still. You want to run all prosperous gear, and you don't need to change this too much. You just have to make sure that you have enough in here to give you this 75 points. Usually what I do is I just put 43 here, 43 here. I don't even worry about break free, bastion, focus sprinter, none of that. I don't worry about anything but these things here. And I max this out. I have this maxed out, or I have points into both of these, giving me 10%, and then I have the everything else in shade to reduce my sneak cost, because he is a thief. So, and these are the public dungeons. Now I'm going to show you guys the public dungeons where you can garner the most gold because of the amount of humanoids in them. So starting with Green Shade, you have Rulonil's Fall, which is a really, really good one to farm. It's not that great for gold farming, but it is a good one to farm. You can get a lot of coin from it. You have the one in Malabal Tor, the Crimson Cave, or Cove, is another good one. This one garners a ton of gold because there's mostly just humanoids in here, so you get a lot of gold from it. Next up, we have Reaper's March, which is the Vile Mains. This is a really good one to farm as well. You can pull a lot of coin in here, but do not go into the caverns in the basement. Like, if you see the hole in the ground, do not go into it. Stay above, up in the storage space, whatever, I don't know what to call it. It's like a basement to a mansion, but just stay in the basement of the mansion and just kill the humanoids in there. Gather all the gold you can from them, and kill any bosses you might find, so you can gather those items as well. Because what you can do is you can sell drops to the guild trader. If you have a guild trader in any of your guilds, sell the drops, but only sell them if they're reinforced, sturdy, infused, or divines. And it doesn't matter, don't stress it, even if it's like say you farm a Plague Doctor shield, but you're not going to get a Plague Doctor shield here, but if you did get a Plague Doctor shield and it said reinforced, sturdy, divines, or infused, sell it on the guild trader. You can get a nice chunk of gold from it. Usually like Plague Doctor, like divines, or like a Divine's piece, you'll probably get about 5 to 6,000 for it if you're lucky. I wouldn't put it up for that much, honestly, because it's really not like viable for a tank build. But running prosperous, running or not prosperous, running like sturdy or reinforced or infused in Plague Doctor. If it's the legs, the chest, the helm for infused, if it's everything else or anything else, or including that stuff, you can do it reinforced and sturdy, and you usually get a good chunk of gold off of them, especially right now because they're highly wanted by the meta. So moving on for gold farming, the next one's going to be in Stormhaven, and that is going to be Bone Snap Ruins. Lots of goblins in here, lots of gold to be farmed. But there is other monsters in here that you will kill, and they will give you other things, but it's mainly for the goblins. It's a good place to farm gold. Moving on, in this area, you're going to go to Rivenspire, and in Rivenspire, there's the Obsidian Scar, is another good public dungeon to farm. Now remember, a lot of the places I'm showing you, there's not a lot of uber good drops that you can sell on a trading post. On the trading post, because it's usually items. These are places that are highly unfarmed, because they're not item farms. In Hrothgar, there is Old Orsinium. Now this one, you want to go through Old Orsinium to where you get to the door that's locked, and you want to unlock that door and then go into that area, and you just want to farm that area. Just sit there and just kill everything. Just loot it all. It doesn't matter, bosses, enemies. Loot that area, because that's where all the humanoids are in this one. This one doesn't have a lot of humanoids. There is one spot in it, in the back section. And if you open up the main map when you first enter, and you look up in the upper north, it'll be in this section of the map, up here. When you go to that section, you can farm it, and usually there's some good packs of humanoids. But there's not enough of them to garner a lot of gold, but it is still an easy way to do that. So those are the ones. So those public dungeons that I've shown you so far are some of the better ones. And we have a few more. I'm just trying to remember where they are. Just give me a second. The last one actually is in the Rift, and that is Lion's Den. This is by far the hands down best one you can farm, because it is literally almost nothing but humans, and they always guaranteed coin drop. So this is a really good one to farm. Now you're not going to get a lot of really good sets out of here. To be honest, you're going to get, I think, Druga. You're going to get Druga, the Yiskamirs, the ice one, and I don't remember what the medium one is, but I think it's the Witchman. So those are the three sets that drop here. They don't go for a lot of gold, but the Iskamir seems to be cleared out of most guild traders. So this might be a good place to farm Iskamir stuff. And it's just a really, like I said, it's a really fast way to garner gold. Now, what I do is I sell everything. I don't keep anything to sell on the guild trader. I sell it all on the merchant, and because I can get the most gold from it. I can get gold from it really fast. And usually, on average, with these, what I don't do it based on hour. What I do is I do it based on the my filled bag. So if I can go in here and I go in here with, say, 10 items to start, and I have 128 bag slots right now on my gold farmer. I have 118 slots that I have empty that I can fill. It usually takes me about an hour to, actually a lot less, usually about 30 minutes to fill my bag with that character. And the character I play is a Nightblade. And the reason I play a Nightblade for the build with the Prosperous gear is because they get extra crit chance. And here's my honest suggestion: make a Khajiit, make them a Nightblade, make them have when you get them maxed out, and you do have to max out certain things in order to make a really good gold farmer. You have to have Undaunted maxed out. You have to wear 511 Prosperous. You need to have about a 32k stamina. With like an 18 to a 20k health pool is really like the sweet spot for the build, because then you have decent survivability. You won't have a lot of resistances, but you have a decent amount of survivability, and you have good DPS, and you have an easier way to keep your resources coming in and stuff. You can go with a Magicka build or a Stamina build. It doesn't matter either way. If you go Argonian, you can go a Magicka build, and if you go Khajiit, you can go Stamina build. Usually I would just go stick with Khajiit though, because they get that 8% weapon damage, and it just makes it a lot easier for them to get extra critical as a Nightblade, because you get extra critical. I'm not on my Nightblade build right now because I'm still kind of tinkering with it, and I don't have it maxed. I don't have Undaunted yet, but I do have everything else. I have a 30k stamina on him, and I have a 19k health pool, but I have a really good build for it, and I'm going to bring that build out probably next week, showing you guys that build and what gear you're going to want to run to get the most out of it. So you can actually, you'll go into a dungeon or a public dungeon, or out in the world, and you'll just farm those things for that purpose. Now, another way that you can make a lot of gold besides public dungeons, and like I said, when I do public dungeons, I sell everything. I don't keep any of it to sell at a guild trader. I just sell it all to a merchant, unless it's something that I know I can get a lot of gold for. Like if I'm going to farm Plague Doctors and Deshaun, and I'm farming this public dungeon, the Forgotten Crypts. This is a good one to farm gold, by the way, but it's so overpacked all the time with players that it's really hard to farm, because Plague Doctors is the most highly sought after tank set in the game right now because of the meta. Calls for a high health tank. This one allows you to farm it though really easy. You get a lot of gold, you get a lot of chance of getting Plague Doctor stuff, and if you get the right Plague Doctor stuff, you can usually sell it. Like I said, anything that's infused, sturdy, reinforced, or divines, it doesn't matter the gear either, all sell. But prosperous and training don't sell us at all, so it's like that stuff's garbage, so sell it off, unless you're making a dungeon farm or a public dungeon farming build that can farm this stuff. Now, usually once you hit 15, you get about 300 CP. You can solo farm public dungeons like nothing. Like there's nothing. I have 601 champion points, so it's a little bit easier for me to farm these things, and I can get a lot of treasure really fast. So, but yeah, try to do that. Try to get a good build, like a treasure hunting build. Now, the reason I went with this one skill, by the way, on the treasure hunter, is because I do use my Argonian to do what's called a chest farm, and I do this chest farm, but there is chest farms in each zone. So if you wanted to, you could do like a Deshaun chest farm, but using this thing. You can see I've got a few chests here already located, and if I had a mini map, it would be easier, because the mini map will be down in the corner section of your screen. You can farm all the chests you want, and you'll be able to see them as you're farming them, and you'll be able to get all the loot from them too. And you go, oh, okay, here's a chest. Just use I use Chestmaster 9000, by the way. It's the one that gives me the chest locations. You can use it, but I use it mainly for public dungeons as well, because in public dungeons it'll also show you the chests and their location. So when I do public dungeon farms, I also do the chests as well. So just letting you know. But you can do a zone chest farm, and you can do other things. Now, another place I want to show you guys this is, because this one is usually a place that, an area in the game that a lot of people farm for experience, and that is a place right here. It's called Skyrich Catacombs. Now, Skyrich Catacombs is also a really good gold farming spot as well. Besides, if you want to level skills or something after you hit CP 100 or you hit CP 160, you can also go here and in here and farm skill points, or not skill points, but champion points and skills, like level your skills with other skill lines and stuff like that as well. You can do it really fast. It's really easy. It's a really good place for that. But for gold, it does garner a lot of gold as well. So those are just some of the things I wanted to show you guys. As you can see, I've done a lot of Craglorn with this character. I've soloed most of it by myself, by the way. So, but yeah, it's a really, that one's a really good one. Now, with Vardenfell, there is only one public dungeon that's worth anything, and that's this one. And this is called the Lost Caverns or something like that. But it's basically, you want to go into the cavern area where all the humanoids are and just farm them, because they will drop a lot of gold, and you have a chance of getting any of the new sets that drops in the game. the 3 world drop sets, like God, I can't even. The War Maiden, Warrior Poet, and I forget the other one because I don't use the other one. I use the Warrior Poet and the War Maiden. But yeah, really good place. This is a good place to farm. In fact, any of the places in Morrowind, there's some good boss farms that you can do. There's one down here in the water area. I think it's right here. Right here. Or is it there? No, it's right here. This right here. There's a really good boss farm here. It's in this little alcove. Really easy one to fight. And then there's one. No, neither of those are good. Those are horrible. These ones have heals, unless you have or you have sword and board tank, or you have anything that puts major defile. These 2 are not easy ones. There's one up here. I think it's in this this thing here. Yeah, in this gully. This one's not too bad. You can solo farm it if you have a good build for it. You can solo farm it. And then the world boss up here. It's the 3 spirits, or the spirits one up here. Isn't too bad as well. You know, and Morrowind's a good place if you want to farm, you know. But like when it comes to like gold, like coin itself, make sure you have a full set of prosperous. Make sure you have those things with the champion points. Now we're going to get into the third option for farming gold, and that's thievery. Now I don't have my character set up for, none of my characters really set up for thievery yet because I just don't have the skill points for it. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to become part of the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood, both. And you're going to want to max out your Ledgerman. So another way you can do this, just to let you know, to max out your Ledgerman, come to Kilnarthy's Roost and do the chest run. You can do this really, really quick. Make sure that you have training, like a full set of training gear on, and just run the island doing this, and your Ledgerman will shoot up really fast. And get it to max, just get it maxed out. Don't worry about putting points into it yet. Get it maxed out. Make sure you have your build set up the way you want it for the treasure hunter, or I call it the treasure hunter build. Make sure you have it maxed out, and then work on Ledgerman, Dark Brotherhood, and the Thieves Guild only. You can work on Fighters Guild because I do use the Fighters Guild. Some of the Fighters Guild stuff for that build as well. I use Evil Hunter and I use Flawless Dawnbreaker on the build as well because it works so well with that. But Flawless Dawnbreaker for the 5% weapon damage, and then Evil Hunter for the weapon crit. And make sure you have this also, so you get 6% more weapon damage on top of it. So you get just a lot more weapon damage all together. You get like 11% more. I would suggest another one. If you're not going to wanting to run a Nightblade, run a Templar, and run the Templar because the Templar also gets extra weapon damage as well. They get balanced weapon, which gives them another 6%. So you take that 11%, you get 17%. Then you have like 20% weapon damage from like Rally or something, and you get a lot more weapon damage. It's like 37% more weapon damage. Really, really, really powerful thing when you have the right setup and all that kind of stuff. Nightblade, though, to me, still is the best. So going down here, Thieves Guild, max it out, max out the Dark Brotherhood, and max out Ledgerman. Just max them out for this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to find an area or a town or someplace like that you like to farm. A lot of people say that Daggerfall City is a really good place to farm. Some people have said that I don't do this yet. I haven't got into the gold farming. They say Wayrest's a really good place. Like any major city besides Eldenroot, because Eldenroot's horrible. But they say like in here they say to farm Skywatch or Volkogard. In Deshaun farm Mournhold. In this one to farm Ebonheart or Davin's Watch. They don't mention too many of these other places. Like a lot of people don't mention Riften for thievery. They don't mention they do mention Windhelm. But usually what they say is just hit these places, hit all the merchant places, rob everything pretty much that you can pick up that's not like in boxes and like houses, things like that. Farm them, sell them to the people inside the thieves' dens. If you guys don't know what a thieves' den marker looks like, it is this right here. As you can see, it's called the Outlaws Refuge. Go in here, go to the fence, sell your the stolen items there. And a lot of people say you can garner a crud ton of gold doing that. I just find public dungeon farming a little bit easier because it's just monotonous, like mind numbing. You can just sit there and you start drooling and but it's really easy. So those are the ones that a lot of people say to do, are those, because it garners the most coin or return, is doing that. And make sure, like I said, to have the Ledgerman, Thieves Guild, and Dark Brotherhood maxed out. The Dark Brotherhood, the main reason why you want it maxed out is for assassination. Because sometimes, you're in a house and you go to steal something and somebody's like, if I see you, blah, blah, blah. Kill them first, then loot them. Then rob their house. It makes it so much easier. And you go with everything. You go with the bounty reduction, you go with the sprint thing, you go with the shadow supplier, shadow rider, and then the spectral assassin. Get all those maxed out. And like I said, the same thing with the Thieves Guild. And make sure you have your Undaunted passive, this one, the Undaunted Metal, and Undaunted Command. Because you do want to have, not for the synergies, but just the Undaunted Metal, you want that extra 6% attributes, especially on a Khajiit, because their attributes are so low. It's really hard to get that 32,000 stamina or with like a 20k health. And the reason I say 20k health is because survivability is all. Especially if you're dungeon farming. It really helps, and with the Prosperous Gear even, it does help as well. And Prosperous Gear also helps even when you're farming as the Thieves Guild stuff. You can also get a lot out of it, but it just works really well, and it just helps. But that's it for the new gold farming guide, guys. Like I said, I'm working on my treasure hunter right now. I've got most of his gear finished. But since I play him both in PvE play and for this, I got to change all his stats and everything, and he doesn't have enough gold to do that. So I got to get all that fixed. Once I get that fixed, I'll bring that build out to you guys. Like I said, the treasure hunter. It's a really cool build for hunting treasure and doing that. Another good way, before I go, another thing that you can do, which a lot of people don't do, is buy treasure maps from the guild trader. Take them out, get one of each map, and then go farm it, and then go buy them again, and then go farm it, and then buy them again, and then go farm it. Because you can only have one treasure map of each type on you at a time. So if you can get like one of each map for one zone that you want to farm, go farm the chest itself, and then go get those hidden treasures chests. Then go back and buy those maps again, and then do it again until you get enough items that you want to sell or whatever. It's a really good way to do it. You can also do it for farming sets. But that's pretty much it for this guide. There's nothing else I can really say about the farming gold and all that kind of stuff other than what I've told you guys already. Those are the literally best ways to do it. Make sure you have prosperous gear, farm public dungeons, sell everything, and usually you can pull anywhere between, if you have the merchant, you can pull anywhere between like 100 and 180k gold an hour, easy. If you don't have the merchant, you're looking at about 45 to 60k gold an hour, because you have to go back to town, sell everything, and then come back, and then you have to farm and then go back. And usually an hour I can do 2 runs to the dungeon, and I can only pull like 2 full bags, so it's like, or 2 full counts, so it's like, this is garbage. And usually what I do is I clear like junk stuff, except for items. Except for items that sell for gold. Anything that doesn't sell for gold, I throw it away. And I keep only the things that I can sell for gold. And I'm usually, like I said, I can garner a lot of gold doing that, sometimes more than I should. And there's times where I will only collect the white items. Like, I'll throw everything and will destroy everything that's not a white item that sells for 280% more. So, but that takes a lot longer, and it's more mind-numbing, and usually I don't garner as much gold that way. So, but doing the other things is really, really easy. So, but that's it. I mean, that's it for gold farming with Morrowind. So if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button. It'd be greatly appreciated. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe and would be also greatly appreciated. Other than that, I want to thank you for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and I will see you all later. Bye.